Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. I left the car outside last night. We've been pulling the Bugatti hauler in and hauling this out. We are doing this fabrication on this quarter panel, basically because it needs to be done. And I'm doing a lot of repeat on the hauler, like welding and doing the exact same thing I've already done. You've already seen it. I want to fix the quarter panels on this. We have started with the quarter panel itself. If you watch the first two videos, first we got the stuff ripped off. We made a paper pattern. Then we took the paper pattern and traced it onto a sheet of metal. We've got our quarter panel. It's sitting on there. It's not nowhere near done yet. When I was doing, when we were doing the paper pattern and transferring it over to on metal, I also made this strip this strip. This strip is the wheel well opening. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to try to get this to fit the best it can. We have a few little small issues, or no, it's not issues, it's what happens when you're building something like this. I got a nice, we want a nice contour or shape to the quarter panel. We don't want it too straight or anything, but the back or the front is fitting really nice. If you come up and take a look at it, it's fitting really nice. All on there is nice and tight and right. We get back here where we weld it together. We've got a little bit of indentation, which is not bad because you're really going to want to fill that out, obviously. But when I get that off, we'll bend that out a little bit. We got a nice panel going on down here. That's nice and straight, tight and right. That's awesome. Everything's fitting pretty good. The wheel well's fitting pretty good. We have a few things. I say a few things. It can be moved back and forth a little bit. That's fine too. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a quarter panel out of it. It's just a hanging piece of metal right now. So I've got this piece right here, and what I want to do is I want to try to fit this on and see how it fits. Is that the back or the front? This is the front. You can see how, when I made the shape, how the corner looked. That's how the corner looked when I made the shape. So I made the shape. I come in here, traced it off on this side. You can see that was the shape right there. That does not fit the shape that I have. And what we are going to do is, flew right in my nose. We are going to make that shape work. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a few odds and other things that fly right up my nose. There's going to be a few things that are going to happen to make this shape work. Hard to believe it went up my nose, huh? Let's put that back on there. We can see how that fit right along there. We've got the wrong bend going on down here, and it does not really much matter as long as we put two panels on the same. I'm going to mark this so I know where it goes on. And the panel that I had on it before, let's face it, it was something that they had fixed. So we're just going to go with what we think. Not sure if I want to put it all the way down. Just want to make sure that it works. It's going to feed it all the way along. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to cut it. That's where it wants to be right there because it fits in the back. So I'm just going to go forward and I'm going to mark it. Just going to mark this here. Mark that there. That way there I know when I cut this piece out, I know where it fits. So we're going to go here. That's good. Awesome. So I need this piece. I need this wheel lip around there. I still have not got the back wheel lip or the back lip on this yet, and then we'll get to that. We will. And for 1 minute, when you get doing something like this, that panel is not going to fit perfect, not whatsoever. It was a piece of paper that was transferred over to a piece of metal to fit the quarter panel, but it is not going to fit perfect. As soon as you put it on, it looks good right at the present moment. It looks good. You could probably, I don't know, leave it like that if you wanted to, I suppose. But we're going to make the quarter panel so we can take it off and on and fit it the best we can. I got a piece of metal right here. I've got this thing going on. Jolene said my glasses match my underwear. I just got that fat ass of mine. Alrighty, let's do this. We need this piece. This is going to be the wheel lip of the quarter panel. I do not like trying to bend the lip over on the wheel lip of the quarter panel because it seems to make a mess. To me, it makes a mess. When I start, if you left a little bit of metal to bend that over, hammering that and going on and that sort of stuff. Also, with doing the English wheel, I find that it takes so long, and it also, you're wheeling it so long to get the marks out of it from the wheel itself. That's what I find. Take a marker. Got myself a brand new grinder this morning. Was checking it out. Should get to work. Was checking it out, and the Milwaukee has a longer cord. And we all know that when you hit your cord's a little short, it sometimes aggravates you when you can't get to that spot. This piece is going to be, you know, a little bit something to cut out, but once we cut it out, we'll be some happy. I think there was, so we've got, I'm not sure, we've got 2 videos on this so far, and I'm going to keep it just as real as possible and give you the true time and how long it takes and all that sort of stuff. When we shut the video down yesterday, we did not do anything to the car. We just left it that way there. You'll know what's going on, and you'll get to see it exactly be done and how long it takes or how long it can take if you want to do something like that or like this. And we all know that this sort of stuff is the stuff that's a killer when it comes to restoring a car. It's the killer, you know, especially if you got something that's all messed up and you can't buy the panel. I don't know if I'd buy the panel even if I could. Not sure. I'm going to cut this bad boy out, and I'm going to use, I'm going to get it close with the shear down here. Well, you know, we'll just cut it with this. I got the Beverly shear here. I find that, just move it over here. I find that might be the best cut for it. I don't really want to get into a zip cut on that too much. The quarter panel is 18 gauge. 18 gauge. We'll get her going. Yeah, that's sharp. Looks amazing today, as always. Boys, if you could just see her now, she's got one foot on the bottom of the Beverly shear and holding the camera. She's good. I'll help you out, she said, darling. I'll help you out, darling. We've got a bit of excess on the lip, and the reason we've got excess, because if we have too much, that's great. If we have too little, That's not good. Just cut it off, Chad. Just keep going, buddy. Keep going. There we go. Yeah, we'll cut this off. Now, it's a bit hard to hold, but so isn't a phone, isn't it, baby? Hard to hold. Baby thinks it's easy, no doubt in my mind. She thinks it's easy to hold a phone. I'm gonna leave that little corner on there. And the reason I can leave that on there, because we got quite a sharp corner going on there. And I do not know if their corner is right or if their corner is wrong. I am going with what we obviously had to go by. That's what I'm going with, what we had. And who knows that's right or wrong or not, because it has been fixed before. And you must admit, the guy that put the round stock in the back, quarter panel in the back to make his quarter panel, you know, he did what he had to do to make her work. Good on him. Good on him. I forgot to compliment him yesterday because I was into it. But that was a pretty good deal what he done there to get where he was going. So it's basically doing the exact same thing that I do, but he used it in the quarter panel, which is right or wrong, he got her done. Didn't want to go too far on that. Yeah, I'm gonna get chewing on this bad boy. You never have too many ways to cut something, that's for sure. You can cut this any way you want to. You can cut it with a zip cut. You can cut it with the Beverly shear. You can cut it with a pair of nibblers. You can cut it with your teeth if you've got good ones. That's funny I mentioned that. I've had a company or a dental place that has contacted me and is willing to talk to me about the process. And I think that'd be awesome. I wonder if I can get a DeSoto grill. Everybody seems to like those. Just trying to get that broke off without distorting anything. Now, I have a half a thing going on here. Can't get that, have to get that with the grinder. I'll move that stuff out of the way for Jolene. I want to see her get cut. That's for sure. Now let's get this sharpened up here. We'll just take a zip cut and finish that up. Now, I was thinking, when I got the grinder, it had a guard to put on it. The guard, basically there's another reason why the guard comes off. I find that I can't see what I'm doing when I'm cutting with the zip cut. Also, the guard is only good enough for a 4.5 inch zip cut blade. I like using the 5-inch zip cut blades because they're not much more money and they last a little bit longer. So if I had the guard on, I would not be able to put my zip cuts on. I would only have to be able to put on the 4.5, and I don't have a 4.5 right now. I've got a 6, so I need to take the guard off. New grinder. Okay. Didn't have to get that piece off right this second, I don't think, but in all honesty, it just looked a little bit better. Let's get this bad boy in shape. What I mean by in shape, let's get her ready to rock and roll. Now, that's the back, and that's the front. Let's get a hammer and just get it flattened out a little bit. Remember I said that this piece here will give me a little bit of shape on the quarter panel. Give me a little bit of shape. I can play with this after. Now, I'm just going to set it on here for now. Take a look at it, see what it does. Don't scratch my hubcaps. See, I'm thinking that our I didn't mark that, did I, where that mark was supposed to be? Alrighty. I'm going to take the quarter panel off. We're not fitting that good right down here on the bottom. We're not fitting that good. And I'm going to do what I have to do to make it fit good. I'm going to have to do what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to put this pattern back on there. I think I marked this pattern where I want it to mark on the quarter panel. So I got the pattern here. Let's just take this. That's basically the pattern there. Transfer that mark. I made that mark on that quarter panel there. So we'll just line that up and put that on there. Save this for the other side. Quarter panel's got to come off. I need the drill. I did have to put it on with 2 different kinds. That's not probably what I should have done. Next time I put the quarter panel on, I'll use the 5/16 drill bit. And the reason being is, now I've got 2 different bits I got to put on to get that quarter panel off. That was not smart of me, and not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Foolish. Get another cord rolling here. Wasn't ready first thing this morning, was I? Rock and roll this sucker. It basically last time I made one for a 65 Ford car, and the last time I think it was like an 8-hour deal really to actually make the quarter panel and get it welded on. So take that, leave that on. I'm gonna leave it, should took the other ones off first. And the reason being is, because they're gonna fall if I don't. Come on. So we'll change those two out for a 5/16 drill bit next time. That's right. Pair of gloves, or a glove, grab that. Got it. Get in there. Yeah. Are you serious? Now we have our flimsy quarter panel. Woo, she's flimsy. I'd like to have something underneath the middle of that would be nice. I guess it doesn't much matter. We've got our piece. It's going on there. I have to bring my welder over. Let's do that. We're going to tack that lip on. I don't know if it's going to be hard or if it's going to be easy. It's going to be, I guess it's going to be like holding a cell phone for the very first time. It's going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's what it's going to be. Helmet's there. I want to, what? No, I'll play with it after I get it on. So this is how I like to put the wheel lip on my quarter panels. This is how I do it. You do it any way you want to, but this is the way I do it. That's this way here. I have actually will help me with the shape of the quarter panel. This will help me with the shape. I want something to hold that up. Not what I wanted. My pants are coming down. My underwears are bunched up. I think I got the ones with the legs on them. I'm going to grab a piece of wood. It's a beautiful day in Nova Scotia. We got the hauler outside. We'll take you around and take a look at it. I got the welding done on the front end. Got the welding done on the grill. You know, trying to make it look like something. Just hold the quarter panel up, that's all I'm looking for. Now what I'm looking for is to get this in place. All the stuff that I have, or that's rough on this right now, I'll deal with that after I get it welded on. Now, I have a mark on this piece right here, and transfer it to this side. We're going to line that mark up, and that's where it's going. Right there, boom. When I put this lip on, it's like every other piece of metal I generally put on. I try to get the metals coming together like this. Not like this, like this. So I can get it together so I can put that weld in there. And then when I grind it off nice, I got something. If I get up there like that and I weld on the face, I'm not gonna be able to grind it off. So that's what I'm gonna do. I got a ground, I'm gonna hit it right here. One spot. Now, see how I got to tuck that down there to fit that? And the reason I got to tuck that down there and fit that, because that's the shape of the opening. So you can see a gap right there. You see that gap there, baby? I've got to make that come down to fit. To be right. Get my hand. Missed it. Missed it. And I got it. So we're just going to feed this around. Actually, don't need my, well, I'm going to keep it on. Not warping anything, just making it, welding a lip on. The tighter in the right I get it to fit, the better. It's on there good enough. Play with it a little bit. Bring this out. I'm just going as far as it fits good. Now you can see that this is way up here and is fitting good here. So that means that this is actually going to be making that quarter panel go that special way I want it to go. Got it fitting right here, looks good. Keep her coming along, looks good. Not warping anything, and the reason I'm not warping anything because I'm just tacking it. Stop it. Put that underneath there so that's good again. Beautiful. You are Jolene. Absolutely gorgeous she is. I'm going to shade that there. There's a little spot there that I didn't like, and I'm going to fix it. And like this. Quarter panels just drop there a little bit. Just going to push that in. I'm going to tack that right there where it comes together. Nice right there. That can come out a little bit, just like that. Pull a shot. We'll do that after. That's that place where we bent. I didn't want it bent, so let's just get that up there. a little spot there I want to hit with a hammer. Get it tucked in there before we even get going down the round. I'm going to tack it, and the reason being is its shape. Now I have to get this fit right here. Now, like to look how strong that panel is. See how I picked that up by putting that in there before, and I put that panel. You would not pick that up, and it would not do that for you. It would be not probably very. Let's get this one around here. I need to make that piece do what I want. Going around the corner here, making this shape again. Oh. Yeah. There we got her. Now we're cooking with gas. Alrighty. Just want to take a look down it. What I want to do is I want to tack it in a few more places. We'll just move around here a little bit so we do not want to warp anything. We're trying to fix it, not warp it. Does that make sense? All right, now. We've got a wheel lip on this. Now we're just going to make it go in where it's supposed to. And all that's going to make that take shape. Make it take shape. We don't want it to break off. We do not want it. Hopefully that stays on. Did that stay on there? No. I don't look like it did. Stay. Stay now. I guarantee it. Got in the right spot. That bottom does not fit whatsoever, but we're going to get this to fit right there at that corner. See how they got that tucked down around there? Let's get it to fit and then weld it on. Well, good. That went well. this bottom piece like that, this might have to be cut off and then put in place. It might have to, and I might have to, well, I didn't want to weld that on there, but I might have to. You can see how the quarter panel's got, it's like I pick up this end, watch the whole quarter panel come out. Just because of that little piece. Before, it'd be a wet noodle. Just making sure nothing's breaking. Put a couple more on it. Have a wheel lip on this thing. This center piece, remember it was kind of thing, we're gonna end up just slightly bending it with our hand. Like, I don't know how much easier it could be, you know. How much easier it could be. Back to the windows like so. We can put the panel back on. What's going to happen with that lip is I am going to, with that lip that's down there, I am going to, let's put it on and see what happens from there. I've got a lip on the panel now, on here. To weld that on, what I will do, I guess we can do it together as far as that goes, and that way there you'll know exactly how I do it. But I'm going to turn the panel upside down so all the heat does not come up here. It goes this way. Like if I weld this all the way along here, I just take the panel and turn it upside down, just like this. You can see how much more of a panel I have already by doing that. So I lay that there against that like that, and then I would weld that lip up like this, and then I would keep the air to it. Let's take and do this. Now we're not as much. Now we got a nice bow going on. You can see how this piece here put shape in that. Like it's got a rock to it. It's got a high spot. That's good. We can bring that out a little bit more. It's pretty good. Let's throw it back on. There's also, I should have drawn that on there before I took that off, but I didn't. I'm going to change the self-tappers right now. I'm not going to use them, little ones. I'm going to use different ones. I'm going to use ones that are all the same. That way there, I haven't got a headache when it comes to taking it off and on. Move that spear. Excuse me. Right over here. Thank you, she says. She's so polite. Can't see where I put that end at. There it is right there. For me, this is the easy way to put the lip on. Just the easy way to put the lip on. To try to bend that over around there with the hammer, it just seems like well, I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of banging and crashing, and that's why I do not know if this panel fit on with that lip. It should. Beautiful. You are, Jolene, absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty. We're a little bit tight right there. That's okay. This drill has it's either on or off, so it has no forgiveness when it comes to putting it on and off. You can see how we're fitting in there. See the panel here? It's kind of, I'm going to their panel, and the reason being that's all I had to go by. You can see that they've got filler, that's quite thick filler there, but it doesn't look bad on the outside of the car, so that would go in there about like yay, covered up nice. It's right at the bottom. Right at the bottom. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that long one. There's a long self-tapper I had. What's that, sweetheart? And the reason I use the long one is to bring it into the back. A lot of it's going to be cut off here, but okay. Now that that's brought in, that covers that nice. The trunk extension comes from the inside of the trunk, comes down and connects onto that. We have a piece, my marker, if you want to come take a look. We have this piece here also. We have the round stock that he put in there, whoever, I'm guessing it was a he, but he did a good job on it. He did what he had to do to get it done. There's a piece of round stock there and a piece of round stock there. He welded up to the trunk. We're going to take and cut or make a mark right along that. And we are going to take that quarter panel off. We are going to cut that line. I'm not going to try to bend that and bend that over and all the stuff and hammer and go on and do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to add 3/4 of an inch, probably an inch. Just like I did the wheel opening. You can see how we got the wheel opening here. How I did this. We'll do it together, obviously. That goes in there like so. I can get that. Just put a pair of vice grips on it, show you what it looks like. We got some thick stuff up there that's not really. I just want to clamp that on just to make it look better. So that's what we got there going on there. Well, this is in the right place, I would say. This bottom piece is not bent right, is what's going on. We'll see. We'll make it work. That's what we'll do. Not sure if I have to bend it down some. It just seems like it's going to be down too far if I do that. The quarter panel is fitting nice along there. I just have to reshape that a little bit, I'm thinking. Not sure what's going on, but there's a car outside burping the horn. Don't know if that means what that means, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I'm going to take the hammer. I'm going to hit this little bit right here. Good time to put a little shape in it. I like how this is going. I'm probably gonna end up, see what happens. How high up that can go. But I want that to fit right. If we come over to the other side, you can see how I got a little sharp going on there. And I think from the rocker panel all the way along, it's got that sharp bend. I don't know why it would go around, so I'm thinking that the sharp is the way to be. If you come to the other side, before I cut it off, or before you do, it's got a sharp thing going on here. You can see that sharp thing going on there. And what I'm noticing, it is turned up a little bit. So maybe the piece that I made has to be dealt with a little bit. But that is sharp going in, it's not rolled right around, and it's going up. So I'm thinking that I might have a good enough piece put on there. How much time we at? 46. We're gonna take the panel back off. Now we're gonna do this piece. Let's do this piece. And I'm gonna mark it where I'm gonna stop with that piece coming up, and it's gonna be right there. Alrighty, let's do it. So that panel's looking pretty good. Let's put a ruler on the outside. Still got to cut away from the dash door. Got to cut away from that. Come look at this now. We still got a little bit of a gap going on from there to there. We can roll that a little bit more when we take it off, like you've seen how I did it. 18 gauge we're using. Said it a couple times, we're using 18 gauge. Take the panel off, and we'll make the back piece. If, I was also thinking if, I see that this has this put on it, got the wheel lip on there. I was thinking I should put a wheel lip on the back of the car. Well, I could have, and the reason I'm actually not putting it on there is because I'm not sure why not. I usually customize everything generally, but where the panel is the way it is, I'm going to leave it that way. But if I was going to do this, if I was going to do that, I would bend this quarter panel, I'd bend this edge up, which would give me this edge here. I would just take a hammer and a dolly and knock this edge on a 45. And then I would add a 90 to that to give me, so I'd have this come out like this, and then I'd add a 90 with a piece down and in. You can do it on your shrinker stretcher, or you can do the exact same way I'm doing it now. You can take this piece that we made or cut out, and then I can add a ½ inch all the way around that, and then I add it to the quarter panel. It's quite a bit of welding, but if you're making something, that's where it makes or break you. That's the job you have to do to get it done, or to make it. I'm just basically, that's what you have to do. You can be as precise as you want to be. I'll pick them up here in a bit. Just try to keep them out from underneath the wheels. That quarter panel should hold by itself because it's got its wheel lip now. It's up underneath the wheel well holding it, which is fantastic. Let it down gently, Chad. Now, let's bring it over. Set this down. And we can see this piece here now. We can manipulate it a little. See, I think that could come down. See, See, I've got lots of meat there. If you've seen on the other side, it kind of come down. I don't need an inch of panel there. I could pull that down a little bit, cut it off a little bit, it'd probably be fine. We have a lot of fixing to do on the inside before we put it on, and that'll happen. All right, let's do this piece. So this is what we got going on here. You can see how that run right to, that's good that it ran right to the bottom of that piece that we put on. That's a good thing. This is the lip that we want to put on. Instead of me trying to bend that where it's a little bit of a shape to it and bend that around, hammer and dolly, nope, not doing it. We'll just end up making a mess. So I'm going to cut that off. Also, that's a good thing that the prior person who fixed it, it's a good thing that they put that on there. I have something to go by. You would not want to cut it off without making a pattern first. You'd want to leave everything on there intact, and you'd want to fix whatever you don't like. This panel right here is not, like, it's probably pretty straight this way. So when we make our piece to put on here, we'll put a little bit of a bow on it so it kind of makes that panel go like this. So this piece would be quite straight here because we just bent it down around this way. When we make this lip here, just like this lip here, we'll put a little grade on it so it turns this way, and we'll make the metal do what we want it to do. I'm gonna cut this off. Got it. Might even be our piece, which I think it probably will be. That would, no, we want it to go out. I want to check this over and look at it for a second. Probably get nothing more aggravating, I don't think, is there? Trying to pick something up, you can't pick it up. There. That's the panel we want there. See how that's like this? All right? That's what we want that to do. We don't want that straight. We want that to take off and do that. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end up taking this off. Any chance pass me that marker, sweetheart? Thank you. You're my baby. Now. I guess. Just gonna cut this off. I've got lots of meat. I've got lots of meat there to cut off because I don't need that much. I just need something to go down and hit to it. All I need is about an inch. That's the piece we want. Well, this is what I want to do, or what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tack it there, and then I'll shape it here in a second. So there's no rhyme or reason, I guess. You know, I could build it different the next time or whatever, but basically I'm just building it on the fly. So we know how I'd make a quarter panel. And I don't know what to say. And it might change the next time I do it, I don't know. But basically what I want is, got a little gap right down there. I don't want that. I want to fill it if I can. I'm just going to tack this right here. And the reason being is, I want to get that in the right spot to weld it. Yeah. Now we're just going to tip it up. She's not flimsy anymore. She's almost like a quarter panel. Just putting it where I need it, and then closing my eyes. The reason I am see that quarter panel bending, going to shape. If you can, I can. I guess that's all that matters. Good. Now we've got a little bit of shape there. It has to, because of this piece that I've nailed on there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock this off. Take my flapper wheel, get that fitting right, get that tightened right down in there, and then we'll get that butt welded in there and clean that up. Then we'll add a piece down that end. All right, let's just gotta set this down for a second. Get off my glove. We need another cord. And we're just going to shape this here so we can get it fitting right. Got it fitting right. I just slid that down inside there so it's look how I picked that whole quarter panel up by that one end. Quite something, actually. I'm just going to nail it there for now. Going to take a little bit off the bottom of that. Hammer to knock this end in a little bit. Don't want to hammer it in too much. And the reason being is I don't want to dent it. So, probably a little coat hanger right there, just to fill that gap. And I see that the quarter panel's got quite a bit of this going on. I'm not sure if I would have, I'm going with what they had there. You can see it's quite rounded up, but It is what it is. I probably would have liked it probably a little straighter maybe, I'm not sure, but it is what it is. Once that's on there, it should look fine. I want to cut this piece off and add a piece. Let's turn it over. Cut this off. Add a piece around that lip. Is it long enough? Sure is. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of a This is 18 gauge. Just trying to get it to fit that back piece. That'll do the deal. That off. Stand her up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there and then I'll zip cut that and butt weld that together. If you know what I'm trying to say. We may as well get the best we can. Pull it out. All right, let's do this. I'm not sure what that's. I'm thinking that's lots. Cut that, make that look better. We'll do this first. Actually, we'll just cut it, make it look better first, and then we'll. Not liking how that popped off, but left the line because I just wanted need more than I only need it. I'm gonna zip cut this right here so it fits together right. Just kind of get over this side. Up or down, just tack it for now, like it doesn't, we're gonna put it back on. I am going to bend it a little bit. Just want to stand it up this way. Remember, we want to get a little bit of this in it. I laid over something. Probably better to have Jolene to help me, but get this thing turned around, get it put back on, see what it looks like. Come on. Once I get one in it should hold it because it's got that wheel lip on it. Good. Nice. Come take a look. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I like how it's rounded up like that, but that's what it shows. Well, that's what it is. I kind of cut it off. I could have made my own. I'm not sure if I'm. See how it's fitting? It's fitting good underneath that. Fits right underneath that. The whole thing slides in. The other side. Yeah, it's kind of like a. I've got it kind of. I went with what they had there. I guess it's. What I think I'm going to do is, they have this here to me. This here to me is too round. I'm going to take and mark that straighter and bring it up there, and then we'll do it that way. It's got like a little bit of this on it. It's got too much of this to me, but it fits. If I push it in, it fits exactly underneath what I traced off. But I'm going with what they had, but I'm not liking the swoop of the bottom of the quarter panel. I'm not liking this part. Like how it would go like a banana almost. I think what I'll do is I'll just take and come and cut it. And make it a little bit straighter. So what I would do is I cut the face of the panel and just straighten that line out. I'm thinking I will. Do this. You don't want to cut too much off, that's for sure. Or even, you know. Even that, just to straighten it out some. I thought about that when I was doing it, but basically I'm going with what they had. We've got a panel pushed in there. So we're getting there. Sure, I like that. I guess that'll be all in my, decision making after I get going with it. The reason, if I leave it like that or not. I'm thinking about taking the car down quite a ways too, obviously. Not obviously, but I want to. So that's what I'm doing so far to the quarter panel. I got the wheel lip on it. I got the back lip on it. It's all lipped up in the front. I have to decide whether I like that down there or not. It is what it is. I think I'll just cut the center out of it, retack it, just beat that up, make it just a little bit straighter. Sort of got quite a roll to it, but it might also work. All right, thanks everybody for coming back. I appreciate it. So what we're going to do is I've got this done to it now. I'm going to put it back, and that way there, when we come back to it, we'll be in the exact same spot we was when we come back to it. So. We'll make sure that you get to see every bit of it, from how long it takes and to what it takes, I guess. That goes on there. A couple more screw. What's that? No, that's the one I didn't want to put back in it. Bum, 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 bum. So the car is going to be the guinea pig for a few videos and content. Let's take a walk outside before we take off. Let's go outside, take a look at the hauler. It's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. We shut the doors for Jolene's lighting. I've got the door all welded up now. I've got the front piece. This is all welded up now. The windows have all been cut and ground around. The corners have all been done. The headlights in place and been ground around the front of it. The bumpers all been welded. The grill has been welded and ground around there. Haven't ground around this yet, but this has all been welded to the window opening. I have, all the cutouts done. So basically, we're at the point where I can do a little bit more interior work. You know, there's some interior work has to be done there. The motor has to come out of it. There's one door left to be made. The grill, I have a couple little pieces that I'm going to put on this truck, and we will do a video on it because it's not something you've seen before. But basically the shape is there. The shape is there. So basically now it's going to run into other things, obviously, and sometimes it's not a good watch because there's no visual going on, basically. Our show is basically, I like to do visuals to see something come together. This was a long one. We're, 70 days? This is a long one, like 2 months. Printer, maybe 2.5 months, I'm not sure. It was a long one, but we're getting closer with it. We need to put the fin down through the center. We need more metal there. There's a couple little places that have to be welded, but basically that's what we're going to do with the 56. We're going to pull that in and do just small little videos on that. Like, comment, share. You come back tomorrow, we'll be here, and we'll either do something to the hauler that you've never seen done before yet, or we'll continue on with the 56 Plymouth with the quarter panel. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.